Good morning, dear students. I am Ms. NAVEDA Sheikh from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, students. I welcome all my dear students to another interesting session. I am Ms. NAVEDA Sheikh, and today we'll be learning a very interesting chapter, that is health and diseases, in your 8th standard science textbook. Okay, so let's very first thing, the very question that I would like to ask you is, have you ever taken a leave from school due to sickness? And the answer will be yes. Many a times we fall sick. Sometimes we need to go to the doctor, and sometimes we are well the very next day. Okay, depending upon the sickness that we have, right? So what happens exactly when we become sick? Why do you think that you have got sick? Because there are certain symptoms in you, in your body, like you must have got fever, sometimes you feel a stomach ache, sometimes you must have hurt your finger by some object, sometimes your tooth pain, sometimes you've got cold, sometimes you must have fractured your hand or a leg, or due to smallpox, chickenpox, you could have been sick. Okay, so these are a few reasons that you must have experienced in your past years when you took a leave from the school. Here, after a few days, when you become alright from the sickness that you had, any sickness you must be having, you must be feeling so fresh and energetic, and you are so excited to go out and play with your friends, go to school, see all your friends, and study and go play, right? So that is because you are feeling alright, and whatever sickness you had, it has gone away from your body and you are healthy. Okay, understand the meaning of health. So when you are all right and you are active and your mind is also fresh and you feel like going out and doing all kind of activities, that means you are in a state of health, means you are healthy. So health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-beingness, and not merely the absence of any disease. Means if you have got sick, suppose you must have got fever, but during fever, what do you feel? That along with fever, your body also pains. You don't feel like doing work, you don't feel like talking to somebody. But when you are all right, you feel like going out, playing, you do activities, and you also like to talk to people, laugh, right? So all these things together mean that you are healthy. Only going away of fever doesn't mean that you are healthy. Okay, so this statement is very simple and easy to understand, that only if you feel completely physically, mentally and socially well, then your body is said to be healthy. Okay, now in order to be healthy, you need to perform activities throughout your day. You need to have mindfulness, means you need to communicate with people, talk to each other. Okay, you should have proper nutrition and you need to sleep well. Okay, so all these things together make you healthy. The opposite of health is when we talk about disease. So what exactly is disease? Here you can see a girl who has got common cold. Okay, she has got cold. Now when any disturbance in your physiological or psychological process of body is called as disease. Disease, the word itself means uneasiness. Ease means you feel nice and good. Dis means something which means not. Okay, so you're not at ease. Your body has some issues. Whether it can be physically, means you must have got hurt in your body, or you must have got some kind of internal illness, or you are not mentally in a proper state, means you are angry, or you must be feeling something aggression. Okay, so when there is a disturbance in your physical and your psychological process, that means you have got some kind of a disease. Okay, and each disease has its own specific symptoms. Like here, When you get common cold, you know that you will be having running nose, okay, sometimes temperature also, right? Suppose if you've got malaria, then you must be experiencing high temperature during a particular hour in a day, okay? So there are different symptoms for different diseases. So with this, I hope the concept of health and disease is clear to you all. Now let's understand. So with health and disease, I hope that this concept is clear. Now we move on to types of disease. Types of disease are very important to understand because every now and then you must be hearing different names of diseases. Various names like diabetes, common cold, asthma, Down syndrome, heart diseases, etc. And the reason and symptoms of all these diseases are different. Now suppose if a person has got heart disease, means he might get heart attack or there's a blockage in the heart. So that symptom is completely different from a person who has got asthma. When a person gets asthma, he gets a feeling of shortness of breath, the chest feels tightened, okay, and there is a sound when they breathe, okay, wheezing when breathing. So, and when we talk about diabetes, a person having diabetes, they do not show symptoms like asthma, okay, they have frequent urination, they feel thirsty every now and then, okay, and the glucose level is very high in their blood and urine, okay. So these are few symptoms and that you need to understand, and they are different from each of the diseases. All right. So the types of diseases depend upon certain factors. Last year also you have learned about diseases and I hope that you are recollecting about that. Now types of diseases mainly occurs according to two things. One is according to duration, means how long will that last, means chronic disease or acute disease, and according to reasons. There could be various reasons a disease could have happened to a person, like hereditary disease, a disease which moves on from one family member to the other, okay, not directly by touching and all, means through genetics. Okay, example is Down syndrome. Whereas certain diseases are acquired, means that you get it from somebody else. It could be because of animals or bacterias or human contacts. Okay. So if they are of two types, infectious disease, example is common cold, flu, dengue. Next is non-infectious disease, example is diabetes, heart disease. This is over the period of time your body becomes weak and people tend to acquire this disease. Okay. Now, how do the following diseases spread? Now, you must be wondering, okay, yes, we have learned about so many types of diseases, but ये disease होती कैसे है? ये किसी को लगती कैसी है या फिर किसी के अंदर आती कैसी है? So let's understand that. Now, in your last chapter, you have learned about microorganisms, right? These microorganisms are useful and harmful both. We have learned this, right? Some microorganisms are very minute, you cannot see it through your naked eyes, and they are everywhere around, okay? So, some microorganisms like certain viruses, certain bacteria, certain fungi, they are harmful also. So, they cause diseases. The disease caused by microbes and their severity depends on the type of microbe that has entered into your body. Certain diseases that spread through viruses is flu, mumps, chickenpox, smallpox, polio, rabies, viral meningitis. Then by bacteria you have food poisoning, sore throat, tuberculosis, tetanus, cholera, typhoid, whooping cough. Next you have fungi. Because of fungi, people might get fungal sinusitis, athlete's foot. Okay, so these are a few diseases that can be caused because of the microorganisms. These microorganisms are very harmful to us and they are known as pathogens. Okay, the microorganisms that cause disease are called as pathogens. This is a new word for you, so remember this. Pathogens are nothing but harmful microorganisms which are causing disease in our body. Disease causing microorganisms in humans are called pathogen, which enter from an infected person to the body of a healthy person by direct or indirect transmission. Okay, these pathogens, that means the microorganisms, they can enter into a body directly by direct touch, or it could be indirectly like through air or through water, through food. Okay, so they can be divided as non-communicable disease and communicable disease. This communicable and non-communicable disease you've already learned in your 7th standard. Move ahead. Here, this is an image of the blood which is flowing through your blood vessels. Now, along with the blood, there are certain other components also which are extremely important in order to fight the diseases. Okay. Now, you must have heard about RBCs, WBCs, platelets. Now, white blood cells, that is WBC, RBC, red blood cells. Now, RBCs carry oxygen. You have learned that blood. Very important part of your blood is the white blood cells. The white blood cells are important because they help to fight the diseases or the germs that enter into your body. Okay. Aim of the white blood cells that are there in your body is to attack any harmful bacteria or any harmful organism which has entered into your body. It kills it and protects your body. Okay, it's like a army in your body. They help to kill all the harmful things which are entering into your body through any means. Okay, now it depends. If you must be wondering, if they are protecting us, then why do we get disease? But it depends upon the immunity, how strong your body is and how much amount of white blood cells are present in your body. Okay, and how strong that harmful bacteria or the harmful microbe has entered into your body is. If that microbe is very strong as compared to WBCs, then the WBCs tend to die. Okay, so this is a very interesting thing. Now, the very first topic that we'll be talking about is infectious diseases. Infectious diseases means the ones disease which can be spread through contaminated air, water, food, or vectors. And the very first thing here you can see is how the disease is spread through contaminated air. Now, a person who has already got a disease like tuberculosis, if he is breathing to a person very close to him, even that person's lungs get infected because of that disease. Okay, and even he can get that same disease like tuberculosis. Same thing if a person drinks contaminated water, because as we have learned that microorganisms are very minute and you cannot see them through your naked eyes. So even in water, if it is if you cannot see them, right? But if you drink it without boiling or without filtering, there are chances that these microorganisms which are harmful enter into your body and make you feel sick. Same way, if you eat contaminated food also, which is not covered, which is stale, or if you do not know who has prepared it, okay, so this could lead to food poisoning in your body. There are certain insects also and other animals which transfer diseases, okay, they spread disease from one person to the other. So these are few examples of the means how infectious diseases spread. Now, here in this image, you can see all the things which are required to understand about infectious disease. Infectious diseases spread through viruses, bacteria, fungal infection, parasitic worms. Okay. Now, after they enter into your body, they start to multiply. They tend to kill your white blood cells. Okay, and depending upon how strong your body is, means how much amount of WBC and how strong your WBCs are, in order to fight with the microorganism that has entered into your body, you will have symptoms in your body, like you might feel fever. Okay, now very interesting thing that I would like to tell you is when you get fever, it is a good thing which helps you to understand that something has entered into your body, and it is the WBCs are fighting, okay, with the germs which has entered into your body. Okay, and that is the reason your temperature, the body temperature increases. Sometimes you feel good within a day, or and some days you need to go to the doctor because the fever doesn't go. So if your fever goes within a day, that means your WBCs were strong enough to kill the microorganism which had entered into your body. Okay, and sometimes if you need to go to the doctor, means the microorganism that had entered into your body was much stronger than your immunity system. Okay, so this is very interesting, right? Or there are few signs and symptoms that you have got some foreign body inside you, like you must be experiencing diarrhea, that is loose motion, vomiting, headache, there will be sore throat, runny nose, rashes, cough, joint pain. So what could you do if you experience such symptoms? Okay, so first of all, you should always maintain hygiene. It is always said by everybody that you need to wash your hands when you come from outside, when you're eating something, okay? And you need to maintain distance if somebody is sick in your house, or if your friends are not well, you should maintain distance from them. So these are few precautions that you need to take. And even after the all the precautions you have taken, you need to, if you have got sick, you need to consult a doctor. You need to always get vaccinated. Okay, if there is a particular vaccine which has been introduced in order to prevent that certain amount of that particular disease, a person needs to get vaccinated. Okay, then doctors prescribe you with antibiotics, and antifungal medications are given to you in order to treat you. Now here, this picture, I would like you all to observe it first, and then I will ask you a question. You can see water, stagnant water everywhere. You can see dirt, people spitting. Now what do you feel? Which hazard do you anticipate with the help of the picture? Now everybody knows that if it is dirty, there will be some or the other kind of disease, right? Now this image, all the images that you see are giving you signals that there will be lots of mosquito in that particular area, and house flies, which are another cause of infectious disease, means they spread diseases, right? I'll show you a picture of mosquito breeding in a pool. Now, mosquitoes are something which are very dangerous if they are near our house. Okay, so mosquitoes, if there is any place, some mosquitoes breed in clear water, some breed in stagnant water or dirty water. Okay, anywhere if the water is collected, that is called as stagnant water. Okay, suppose you have a bucket place outside the house for a very long time and you are not using that water, there are chances that you might see such organisms floating in the water, and they are nothing but mosquitoes. After few days they will turn into mosquitoes and they will be very harmful to the people living around. All right. Mosquitoes are very dangerous. Why do I say this? Because they, if they're infected with certain kind of disease, they will spread that to a healthy person. Now, this mosquito will bite another a person who is healthy and transfer all the virus into its body, and the person now gets infected with that disease. Okay. And during rainy season, that is now we see we often experience so much of rainfall. Now, why it is said that you should drink boiled water in rainy season? It is said because in rainy season, water is contaminated with many impurities, including the soil particles and bacteria. These impurities can cause certain diseases like cholera, jaundice, etc. If you boil the water, the bacteria die due to heat, and other impurities are also removed. This saves you from falling sick, and boiled water can also save you from cold and viral infection. Okay, so it is very important for us to drink hot water, or you should boil the water, cool it down, filter it, and then use it throughout the day, because that helps to remove the bacteria which was present in the water. As we learned earlier also that Contaminated water also causes many diseases in us. Now, how can we observe personal hygiene? Now, personal hygiene is something that you have learned since you were a child, right? So, a few things that you need to remember in order to remain healthy. Okay, as we always say that you should always avoid diseases. Okay, you should always try and be clean, neat, tidy so that diseases do not attract you. Okay, so you should maintain oral hygiene, means clean your teeth, your tongue properly. You should have bath daily. You should clean and comb your hair properly. When you go outside and come home, you need to wash your feet also along with your hand and your face. You need to always cover your mouth while sneezing and coughing. And in home also, you need to maintain your home tidy and clean. Now it's time to learn something very interesting. There are some important diseases that we'll be learning in this chapter. In today's present day, which are present, and you must be hearing about their name every now and then. As you can see in the background, there is a mosquito, right? So we will be talking first about dengue. Now, this disease is caused because of a mosquito which lays egg in waterlogged places and thereby their population increases. As I told you in the previous few slides that these mosquitoes are very dangerous. People die because of the such diseases like dengue. Okay. Different species of mosquitoes spread different diseases. Like mosquito, only there is no one mosquito. There are many types of different types and species of mosquitoes which spread different diseases. Okay, dengue is spread by Aedes aegypti. That is a type of mosquito which spreads dengue. This disease is caused by DN1-2 virus belonging to the type flavivirus. Okay. Okay, so here are a few things that you need to know about dengue. Now there are different types of mosquitoes as I told you. So we will be talking about the Aedes mosquito. Now this Aedes mosquito is responsible for transferring this virus into a healthy person. This mosquito bites a person who is healthy and transmits all the virus, the dengue virus spreads from this mosquito bite. There are few symptoms of dengue, that is high fever, very high temperature, severe headaches. Person might experience severe joint and muscle pain. They might experience fatigue, that is tiredness. They must be experiencing vomiting, skin rashes, and in some cases mild bleeding also. So how can you treat dengue fever? You need to keep yourself hydrated. In certain patients, blood transfusion is also required. Painkillers and paracetamols help to lower the fever and relieve the pain. How can you prevent dengue? You should always reduce the amount of exposed skin by wearing covered clothes. Use mosquito repellents. Use mosquito traps and nets to keep the mosquitoes away. Check on stagnant water. And you should avoid going outside at dawn, dusk, and early evenings because this is the time when these mosquitoes are usually active. Alright, so as we have seen how dangerous mosquitoes are, and that is the reason we need to avoid and prevent the mosquitoes to breed in our vicinity. Okay, so if you're going to a vacation, if you are not in your house, you should always cover all your flow traps. You should see that if you have a plant which has water in it, you should remove the water, and you should always cover all the bowls that you have which are filled with water. Cover it and keep. If you have a blockage, you should check the blockage if you have in the roof where the water could get collected. Okay, so you should keep all such things in mind and remove all the stagnant water that can or have accumulated in your vicinity. With this, we will be able to stop this disease, and if mosquitoes do not breed, they will not spread disease. Okay, So with this, I hope you've understood this type of disease, that is dengue, in today's session. In the next coming period, we'll be learning few more diseases, how they are spread, how can it be treated, and how can we prevent them. Okay. Hope to see you in the next class. Thank you.
If you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel and do not forget to hit the like button.
Hope this session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.